My name is Stephen Gottlieb, and I made up their Algebra 2 Trigonometry Regions video. At this point, I would just love for you to sit back and view a sample demonstration that I made up. That way you get to see a little bit of my teaching style. I have this problem on the board. The absolute value of x minus 1 is equal to 5 minus 2x. And these are the four choices. The last one being none of these solutions are valid. So either it's 2, or just 4, or both 2 and 4, or none. So let's try 2 first. Let's see if x equals 2 is going to be a solution. So instead of x, I'm going to write 2. Just remember that's 2 times x. So I have the absolute value of x minus 1. Does it equal to 5 minus 2 times 2? Well, 5 take away 4, that's 1. And 2 minus 1 is 1. And yep, the absolute value of 1 is 1. So we do know that x equals 2 is a solution. So it's not the empty set, and it's not the solution that only has the number 4, because we know it has 2. So either only 2 works, or both 2 and 4 works. How are we going to decide which one? We're going to test 4. We're going to test 4. Instead of x, I'm going to write 4. The absolute value of x minus 1, does it equal to 5 minus 2 times x? Well, 4 minus 1 is 3. The absolute value of 3 is 3. The right side is this number minus that number. It's 5 minus 8, which is negative 3. And they are not equal. So it turns out that 4 is not a solution. So 2 and 4 is not a solution. Only x equals 2 is an answer. Now, what if you didn't have the choices, or maybe you thought it was going to take too long to do what I did? That is, you want to work out this problem. The first thing you have to do is understand absolute values. The absolute value, say, of a positive number is that same number. The absolute value of a negative number is also that same number, but with a minus in front. Fair enough, that becomes 3. But I'm more concerned that the absolute value of a negative number is negative that same number. And just for the record, the absolute value is 0 is just 0. The absolute value of a negative number is that number with a minus in front. Now, sometimes this will be positive, and sometimes it'll be negative. And the question is, when? Now, when it's positive, this will be x minus 1. And when it's negative, it'll be negative x minus 1. Okay, so let us write that up. It's called the piecewise function. The absolute value of x minus 1, sometimes it's x minus 1. And sometimes it's negative that. Well, when this is 0 or positive, greater than or equal to 0, which means x is 1 or more. You want to add 1 to both sides. When this is positive, or 0, we get back exactly this. And that happens when x is more than 1, or equal to 1. For the record, when it's negative, it's going to be when x is less than 1. If you need to write that down, when is it negative? The answer is when x is less than 1. And for the record, this here is the same as 1 minus x. So sometimes the absolute value of x minus 1 is x minus 1. Sometimes it's 1 minus x. Depends. Okay. So we're going to have two cases. Case 1, where x is at least 1. That means this is x minus 1. This is just x minus 1. X minus 1 is equal to 5 minus 2x. I'll bring all the x's to the left side because the left side has more x's. Whenever I say left and right, I mean with respect to the equal sign. The left side has 1x, the right side has minus 2x. So I'm bringing the x's to the left side, which means I want to bring the numbers to the right side. I'm going to add 1. By design, that cancels and we have 3x. By design, that cancels and we have 6. So x has to be 2. But x also has to be at least 1. So that's okay. 2 is bigger than 1. What about when x is less than 1? When x is less than 1, the absolute value of x minus 1 is 1 minus x. That is, the left side of the equal sign is 1 minus x. The right side is 5 minus 2x's. Still, the left side has more x's. The left side has negative 1 x's. The right side has negative 2. Negative 1 is bigger. So I'm going to bring the 2 x's to the left side. By design, no x's on the right side. Now I'm going to bring the numbers to the right side. I'm going to take away 1. 2x minus x is just 1x. 5 minus 1 is 4. So x equals 4 is another possible answer. Until we, at this stage, once we got here, once we went from here to here, x equals 2 was only a possible answer. We need to make sure the answer was more than 1. X equals 4 is a possible answer. But it's not, 4 is not less than 1. So we reject this one. And the solution set will just be 2. Exactly what we concluded by back substitution. Meaning we substituted in the choices. This completes the sample demonstration. Hope you enjoyed the video. Learned a little bit about absolute value being a piecewise function. I want to thank you for viewing my video to the very end. And most of all, good luck on your New York State Algebra 2 trigonometry video.